Chapter 6. Road Safety. There are many things you can do for road safety, but road safety begins with you. That's you behind the wheels. I have no idea how good of a driver you are or think you are, but I can assure you that currently, you drive with the same habits how you drove the first 30 days of your driving history. When we are young, we are always moved by our impulses, but when we get to adulthood, we become governed by our habits. Habits are developed by repetition, and they become part of us without us even knowing. We need to be very careful with what we continually do when we are behind the wheels, because that's what we will always do. First, we make our habits, then our habits make us. Thanks to your good or bad driving habits and attitudes, you don't drink and drive, stick to the speed limit or speed, stay always alert or drive distracted, be understandable or often involved in road rage. However, most habits are breakable. Therefore, there is hope to change your present negative driving characteristics. Sadly, we don't like changes, and when we do change usually is when something terrible happened to us. 3 years ago, I used to work for Shifting, a catering company. Also, during this time my grandmother was visiting me from Ecuador. All my free time was dedicated to her and my dog. They were everywhere I went. A Saturday morning on March 26, 2016. I had a shift at Columbia University. The shift started at 11 a.m. To save the toll money, I planned to go through Ed Koch Queensboro Bridge. At around 9:30 a.m. I was on Queens Boulevard and Skillman Avenue waiting for the green light. When the green light was on, I started moving forward without a clue that I was seconds away from a fatal car accident. A distracted driver almost killed me. He failed to stop on the red light, hit me in the right front bumper, and spin me around a couple of times. I lost consciousness, and when I woke up, I couldn't breathe, and had the steering wheel pressing my left knee. I thought my knee was fine, but when I removed my pants, my knee was bloody, and as it cooled off, I started feeling pain. As a result of this accident, I ended up in the emergency room, and got surgery on my left knee. To view my car accident video, click the link at the end of the book. Thanks to this video I was able to win the lawsuit, because according to the police report it was both of our faults. The accident was so bad that the insurance company declared my car a total loss. If you are driving distracted in minutes you can harm yourself and others. Until this day, I still remember a black SUV coming toward me and hitting me. No matter whose fault it was, thank God, my grandmother and my dog were not in the car with me, because if they had they wouldn't have survived. No money can replace a loved one. Therefore, don't you forget, you are transporting someone's loved one. Car equipment. Car equipment. On the other hand, to stay safe, you need to keep your car equipment well maintained. George F.R. Ellis, a distinguished professor from the University of Cape Town in South Africa, said, "It's better to have it, and not need it, than to need it, and not have it." Not having or forgetting things can be very stressful. As an Uber driver, you will end up in unexpected places. Now, what if you get a flat tire in the middle of nowhere, and not have a jack? A flat tire will not only stress you up, but also make you lost, and spend money, because you will have to stop working, and if no one is willing to help you, you are going to need to call road service assistance. A flat tire is only one of many things that could happen to you. You can also get a sick passenger, or a dead battery, run out of gas, or lose phone signal, or forget your car key inside the car. It would be best if you got ready with all the necessary tools to face any emergencies. I recommend you to always carry the following items in your car. It doesn't matter if it's your car or rented. Spare tire. Most new cars have a spare tire, but make sure you have one. A jack. I think everyone knows what a jack is, but do you know how to use one? Here is a YouTube video which explains in detail how to change a flat tire. It also informs you about the tools you need for this type of job. First, get one and put it in your car. You can watch the video later. Second, practice, practice and practice some more. If you have been driving for a while, and have never left your car key inside, or at least know someone who has done it, you are lying. One day while I went to the grocery, I let my car running, but when I came back, I found it locked. It was scary because the gas tank was half empty. If it weren't for my cousin's husband, I would have never been able to open the car's doors. Since then, I always keep a spare key in my keychain just in case I need it. I know it rare happens, but it happens, and it might happen to you when you least expected. If you keep a spare key somewhere, it will save your day. Spare tire. Most new cars have a spare tire, but make sure you have one. A jack. I think everyone knows what a jack is, but do you know how to use one? Here is a YouTube video which explains in detail how to change a flat tire. It also informs you about the tools you need for this type of job. First, get one and put it in your car. You can watch the video later. Second, practice, practice and practice some more. Trust me, the first time is hard, but with practice, it will become second nature. Jumper cable. New York's winter lowest temperatures, leaving your headlights on or time will kill your battery. However, New York is also full of good Samaritans willing to help you jumpstart your car, but if you or they do not have jumper start cables, it will be like there was no one willing to help you. I'm pretty sure you have seen people waving for help. Your heart wants to help them, but if you don't have the tools, how can you help them? Again, get one and keep it in your car. Jump starter. This machine will give you peace of mind wherever you go to, especially if you are an adventure person. It will recharge your car and other electronics. Here is a video about how to properly jumpstart your car. Emergency toolbox. An essentials toolkit you should have are a flashlight, screwdrivers, hammer, wrench and pliers, duct tape, tire pressure gauge, a window punch, seatbelt cutter, tire sealant, tire inflator with instruction manual, AA batteries, help sign, knit gloves, blanket, elastic tie down, rain poncho, info guides, a warning triangle, battery tester, etc. Make sure to have them because it's better to have it and not need than need it and not have it. A gallon of antifreeze. Antifreeze raises the water temperature to prevent your car's cooling system from freezing and your engine from overheating. Make sure to let your car cool before adding a new antifreeze to the radiator. See the car's manual or speak to a mechanic to find the correct type of antifreeze your vehicle needs. Fire extinguisher. You need to purchase a small fire extinguisher that will work on flammable fluids such as gasoline and oil as well as electrical fires. For the most, you must make sure to keep it in a reachable place. Food and water. If there is anything worse than waiting for help to arrive, it's waiting while you're hungry, so make sure to keep some dried snacks and some bottles of water in the back of the car. In an unlikely event that you get stranded for a significant amount of time, it could be a lifesaver. Map. Today's phone services rarely fail us. However, if it fails you while you are on the road, you will be ready. Get a good map from your state. Learn how to read it, because you never know when you might need it. Maybe you already carry and know how to use all the above, but how about your wife or your kids? What if they get into an accident and you are not around to help them? What are they going to do then? A simple flat tire can give a person a headache, stress, or panic. It is better to be safe and secure, and regular car maintenance will help you keep your car running smoothly. Car maintenance. A car is the sum of smaller parts joined to each other. When one gets damaged and is not taken care, it will also destroy the nearly joined part, increasing your fixing expenses. Brakes could be a perfect example, and to be honest with you, until today I have failed to change only the brakes. I always end up changing the rotors and brakes, turning a $200 into a $400 job. Keeping your car well maintained will give you peace of mind, help you build trust with the car owner. Whenever you decide to resale or trade in, it will increase the worth of your car, and in the long term it will help you save money. We live in a world where we must earn the right to be whomever we would like to be. There isn't such a thing as good luck. Good luck comes if you are willing to work hard and smart. It will surprise you. The hardest you work, the luckiest you will become. If you hold yourself accountable for someone else's stuff, it will prepare you for when you have your own stuff. Also, it will make you more trustworthy in the eyes of others. Have you ever thought why God gives us a job first, instead of our own company? Well, He wants to see how we treat someone else's belongings. Remember, we are creatures of habits, and however we treated someone else's belongings, it will be the same way how we will treat our things. God uses our first jobs as a training process to get us ready for our things. On August 14, 2018, the TLC stopped granting for hire vehicle plates, except for wheelchair-accessible vehicles. Authorities are studying and deciding whether to adopt vehicles' utilization standards or regulations on the number of for-hire vehicles. All can be summarized in a few words: if you don't have TLC plates and want to keep driving, you need to rent. Mistreating your current rental car will make it harder to get one if your dealer asks you to return the vehicle. For some drivers, driving a cab is only to make some extra cash, but for some other drivers is their primary income. Therefore, a well-maintained car will give you peace of mind. Make driving enjoyable and not a burden. Sometimes earning enough money to pay bills is a problem. Not well maintaining your car will only add another to your life. If you decide to upgrade your car, regular maintenance will increase the value of your car. The car condition will make the upgrading process much easier. Of course, the value of your car will also depend on the year, made, model, miles and equipment, but the worth of a well-maintained car will always be higher than a crappy one. If you would like to check how much your car is worth, check the following links at the end of the book. If you make sure to take good care of the interior and exterior equipment of your car, it will always look good, keep you safe on the road, and save you money in the long term. The first suggestion I got from a car mechanic was to change the car oil on time. Therefore, I'm going to start with the interior parts, to which you should always keep an eye on. Oil change. So, when exactly do you need to change your car oil? If you ask your friend, a mechanic or the dealer guy, you may get answers such as soon as you hit 5,000 kilometers, or every 3 months, or every 6 months. Who should you believe? Because if you change the oil too soon, you will be helping contaminate the environment and losing money. The most accurate answer lays between the pages in your car owner manual. The manual suggests changing every year, or as soon as the oil change light turns on. It all depends on how often you use it. Please, check your car's owner manual, because you might be changing your oil more times than you supposed to. Remember that oil change centers are businesses. Finding issues in your car is their specialties. Also, keep an eye on the type of oil they've put in your vehicle. There are rumors about some oil change centers that add conventional oil instead of synthetic oil, even though customers paid for the synthetic oil. The difference between synthetic oil and conventional oil is that synthetic crude gives about 3,000 to 5,000 miles more than conventional oil. Make sure you are getting what you are paying for. Battery. Most car batteries last 3 years. Whether it passes it or not, sooner or later it will let you down. The primary reason is that most electronics are hooked and run solely on the battery, and if the battery is weak, your engine turns on slower, and with the time you will start getting electronic problems. To avoid it, stay at the top of it and replace the battery as soon as you start getting minor electronics issues. Do not wait until you get stuck in the middle of nowhere. Gas tank. Never run your car with a tank lower than a quarter full of fuel, because it will damage the electrical fuel pump. Inside the tank, there are small particles that uses the gas itself to keep the fuel tank fresh, and when there isn't enough fuel to keep the gas tank cool, the tank dries out. Pouring gasoline into a dry, hot, empty tank, it will burn down the fuel tank. Of course, it is not going to happen in the first 2 times, but if you continuously do it, it will prematurely burn your gas tank. To replace your fuel tank, you might have to spend between $400 to $600. I bet you can do something else with that money. Fluids. There are five vital fluids you should always keep an eye on. If you are doing yourself, make sure the car cools off, but if a mechanic does it for you, you can skip this. The first one is your engine oil. Making sure your vehicle has enough engine oil will ensure the engine runs well, and will keep it properly lubricated. Second, coolant/antifreeze. this fluid prevents your engine from overheating. If you drive your car with low coolant or no coolant, lots of mechanical problems will occur. Third, transmission fluid is crucial for automatic transmission, for a smooth and properly function. If the transmission fluid is low, you can damage your transmission. 4. Brake fluid. Brake fluid makes your braking smooth. Brake fluid is used to transfer force into pressure and to amplify braking force. A sign that you are running low in the braking fluid is when you have to apply more pressure than usual to come to a complete stop. This fluid is critical to stay safe on the road. 5th, power steering fluid. The power steering wheel is the fluid that allows the driver to turn the steering wheel quickly, but some new cars do not have a steering fluid tank any longer because they come equipped with an electronic power steering. To find out if you need to change your steering fluid, check your car manual. Air filters. Air filters are the first line of defense for your engine. A dirty engine needs to work harder, reducing its performance and power. It's recommended to change your air filters every 12 months or 12,000 miles, or at least once a year. A dirty air filter can cause premature wearing of your car engine. For more information on how and when you should perform work on the filter, check your car's owner manual. The exterior parts to which you should keep an eye on are lights, tire pressure, brakes, disc, and mirrors. Lights. Failing not to have correctly working lights is one of the easiest ways to get pulled over. A broken bulb is not always the issue, often is the result of a wire, fusion, cracks, water leaking, a malfunctioned dashboard, etc. Even though changing a car's light bulb is one of the easiest and cheapest jobs to perform, you should always check your car manual to make sure if you don't need special equipment. If you don't feel confident to do the job, you should leave it to the professionals. Save time and money by keeping your lights working. Don't get pulled over for breaking the simplest road rule. Tire pressure. Sam Louison from Blade Auto Center says, 90% road accidents are the result of underinflated tires. On the other hand, overinflated tires will prematurely wear them out. So, how much is too much or too little? To get the best answer, check on the side walls of your car doors. There you will find your tire sizes, PSI pressure, and cargo weight. Tires' lifespan can go from 5 to 7 years. If you make sure to keep the pressure aligned to the manufacturer's suggestion, you will get the best out of your tires. Today modern cars usually inform us when one of the tires need air, but not when it's overinflated. Therefore, I recommend getting a tire pressure gauge. It is beneficial to test your tire pressure at least once a month. Personally, I align my tires once a year. This allows me to wear them equally. This is done by moving the rear tires forward and the front tires rearward. The rear tires should be moved in an X shape, the right to the left, and the left to the right. By checking and rotating your tires at least once a year, you are sure to get the best out of your tire life. Brake disc. A clear sign that you need new brakes is when your car starts making a squeaky noise or start shaking when brakes are applied, or when you must add much pressure into the brake pedals. Brakes are composed of pads, rotors, calipers, and piston. When your brakes start to wear out, all or some items from above might need to be changed. Replacing it with the right parts and installing correctly will save you money and time. Uber drivers should check their brakes every 20,000 miles, because the car is always stopping and going, which kills the brakes faster than a regular vehicle. Mirrors. Mirrors should be frequently checked while driving because it is as essential to be aware of what's happening behind you as what's in the front of you. However, some drivers only check their mirrors when they are about to change lines. Before you start driving, make sure to adjust your mirrors because it will allow you to see your blind spots much easier. With well-adjusted mirrors, you should be able to be aware of your surroundings sitting right where you are. Remember, objects are closer and bigger than they appear in your mirrors. If you develop the habit to regularly check and adjust your mirrors before you start driving, you will always have a better vision and awareness of what is happening around you, which will make easy to know how to react in case of an emergency. Streets. New York is one of the most densely populated cities in the United States, with a population of around 8.623 million. New York City size is 302.6 square miles, small compared to other states. Even though it has space to expand widely, often grows upwards instead. This means there is always construction and repairs going on, and you must watch up for construction gaps that can deflate your car tires. New York is an expensive city that most working-class individuals need 2 jobs to be able to pay bills. For some individuals, Uber has turned into a second job to which they go from their regular jobs, but driving already tired can be more harmful than helpful. Rest. To stay alert in the road, resting is essential. Therefore, make sure to get some rest before you start Ubering. You don't want the cozy warm car sit to turn into your coffin. I doubt I am the only one who has almost had an accident because drowsy driving. Matthew Walker, a professor of neuroscience and psychology at the University of California, in his book Why We Sleep, states that sleep deprivation is one of the significant factors for depression and stress. The American Automobile Association, AAA, goes even deeper and claims that the mental capacity of drivers with only 4 to 5 hours of sleep is so impaired that they would be as deficient as someone legally drunk. The lack of sleep reduces the driver's reasonable judgment, concentration, and the ability to react fast in case of an emergency. Sleep deprivation also affects your mood, increasing the percentage of road rage. If you allow your focus to switch for just 1 second, something horrible can happen. Driving drowsy puts your life, passenger, and everyone on the road in danger. On the other hand, staying alert will keep you away from dangerous, distracted, or sleepy drivers. You do not know the alertness status of the nearby driver. It only takes seconds to harm others and others to harm us. Therefore, let's not be negligent, stop driving drowsy and distracted, don't put your life and others in danger. Here are some tips on how to stay alert behind the wheels. First, again, make sure to get some rest before you start driving, because the cozy warm car sit can turn into your coffin. Second, drinking or eating caffeine. Caffeine can be found in sodas, energy drinks, some teas, and coffee. Caffeine can also be found in dark chocolate, yogurt with coffee flavors, and snack bars. Caffeine affects everyone differently, but often, it will kick in after 30 minutes. It boasts our brain power and stimulates the nerve system, keeping us alert and awake behind the wheels. Third, you should roll down your car windows. It will allow fresh air to come inside your nostrils and will oxygenate your brain. The warm air within the car snuggles your body, welcoming to fall asleep. Stepping out of the car and stretching for at least 5 minutes will also wake you up and keep you alert. Fourth, chewing gum triggers all the muscles of your face, boosting brain activity, which encourages more blood flow to the brain, reducing stress and anxiety. Studies recommend peppermint or cinnamon flavors to help you stay alert while you are behind the wheels. Fifth, listening to audiobooks, changing the radio station, and playing games will also help you fight drowsiness. The most effective way I have found to stay alert is by starting to chat with my passengers. Some with their personal stories, occurrences, and future plans keep me awake until we reach their destinations. Remember that you don't change lines when you're in bed, but if you're one of those people who likes to say, "I'll sleep when I'm dead." Unfortunately, it's the other way around. You die because you don't sleep. If you are in a car accident, you may not be the only one who gets hurt. Please don't forget that road safety begins and ends with you.